What is up, everyone? Dan here, Crypto Capital Venture, February 8th, 2019. February 8th. I guess it's a big day for crypto as of this year, 2019. It's a big day. If you look at the candles you see on the screen, it's probably what I would say the biggest gains so far this year for Bitcoin. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about Bitcoin. We're going to talk about Litecoin. We're going to look a little bit at a previous video I did around a week ago discussing the potential bottom for the two and what signs we might have been seeing. We're not there yet, but we're going to talk about that. If you're a replay viewer, hit the timestamps below in the comments, pinned comment, and you can go right to the technical analysis point of the video, so you're not waiting around. I'm just going to give it like a minute to get some people in here and kind of get the party started. I have a lot of tabs open, so I hope I can keep this video organized. It's so tough. What's up? Happy Friday, everybody. 2 p.m. Eastern right now. Wanted to do a live stream. I mean, come on. How often do I get to do a live stream when we're cruising? We're cruising. It could be short-lived. There's the pessimistic Dan talking. But what's up, Tech Lords? J-Pal, Tyler, Henderson, Jacob, Twitchell, Walter. What's up? Miguel says, do you think we should sell Monero and change to LTC since there's going to be a privacy option? I mean, I'm not here for advice. I'm not here to give advice, but it's a no-brainer between Monero and Litecoin in my opinion. I mean, if you're very long on privacy coins, then Monero is obviously great for you. The Litecoin privacy aspect of things is an interesting conversation happening right now. Litecoin, first off, if you see Charlie Lee or someone talking about privacy within Litecoin, they're speaking of privacy in transactions, okay? They're not so much talking anything beyond that. So I just want to throw that out there. It's very important to take note of that. It's privacy of the transaction amounts, nothing more. So just keep that in mind. And beyond that, nothing has happened in terms of that development. It's being brainstormed, it's being talked about, and it's being explored. So what's up, everybody? Liquid Canvas. Pretty cool though. If you're in here and you're long on Litecoin, it's nice to see Litecoin up. I'm on TradingView, 29%, right? Bitcoin up or just under 8. And let's kind of just start talking about this, right? I tweeted, what was this? This was January 5th. For context to what's going on. Litecoin hasn't closed a candle above 50 EMA on the daily chart since May. Could be a very big indicator for a market as whole if that happens. Could be a big indicator for the market. If the 50 EMA, if Litecoin closes above the 50 EMA. And Litecoin has been really just kind of testing that area, right? We can take a quick glimpse in terms of that happening. This was when I tweeted that, right? So we actually did get a close, and we were waiting to see if Litecoin would hold support above the 50 EMA after that close. It didn't. We fell beyond it. Now, maybe even a little bit more bullishly right now, Litecoin has broken back above the 50 EMA. So part of the conversation we're going to be having now is Litecoin going to stay above the 50 EMA? It's a similar question we were asking right back here last time it was above the 50 EMA. It's such an important question to ask. It's such a big thing to watch. So keep that in mind. I want to play this video from the other day. This was from, I think, 6 days ago. I think, where's the date on this video? Why is there no date on this video? Oh, it's February 2nd, 2019. Let's play this real quick. So 50 EMA right here, Bitcoin. Same time period in the last bear market. What was Litecoin doing? Litecoin, with this divergence away from Bitcoin in terms of that 50 EMA, not consolidating, but actually kind of going a little crazy, right, for a second, especially in this daily candle on the 22nd of May 2015, 25% candle. And Litecoin with an uptick, right? This move up in its 50 EMA. So I just want to throw that out there, right? We're going to talk about the daily chart and we're going to talk about the 4-hour chart a little bit for both Bitcoin and Litecoin. But I just wanted to throw that out there because this speaks to the title of this video. So, you know, there's context to the title of this video is the bottom in, because the bottom was in May 22nd, 2015 for Bitcoin and Litecoin, right? This was the middle of the bottom. It was in. It would have been a great time to be accumulating, and Litecoin was kind of leading the way back then, right? With the 50 EMA, with this move up, and you can even look at the 50 EMA. Okay, so that's enough of hearing myself talk, but you get the point. We're talking there around 6 days ago about Litecoin leading the way out of the bear market in 2015. You saw it. You saw the strong move in Litecoin. Comparative to Bitcoin at that time, we can look at it right now. Let's go to Bitcoin at that time. What was Bitcoin doing that week of May 22nd, 2015? It wasn't doing what Litecoin was doing. At least, you know, these days, today, Bitcoin's actually still not doing what Litecoin's doing. Litecoin's up 30%, Bitcoin's up 8%. But you see the difference. Here's Bitcoin, May 22nd, 2018, right here. Okay. And then we can go to Litecoin, and we see Litecoin, May 22nd, 2015. There it is. The bottom was in, right? And that's an important data point to use. And that's why we were bringing that up last week, because it's something we wanted to keep an eye open for. Would a similar move happen? And as of right now, a similar move is happening. So back then, you see this break, this Litecoin break above the 50 EMA right here on that huge day for Litecoin right there. And we can go and we can actually look at Litecoin now. Huge break for Litecoin, breaking the 50 EMA. Huge day, right? 30% day. What was this candle back then? Let's measure it. Back in 2015, this candle was, I mean, it actually wicked up to 30%, 31%. I mean, talk about coincidence, right? But just for everybody here, one last time, this Litecoin led the way out of that bear market in 2015. Now, am I sitting here saying in this live stream like that's what's happening right now? No, but I brought it up last week because it could be a good starting point. It could be the precursor to exiting this bottom, but we're going to have to keep doing daily technical analysis in terms of finding key support. We're going to be doing technical analysis in terms of seeing, first off, if we even stay above this 50 EMA, right? We're still literally within this daily candle. Are we going to stay above the 50 EMA like we did back in 2015? You see it. We've revisited it, and this was the first good sign, a bounce back off of it, and Litecoin saw some really nice gains after that, right? We're talking 500% or so gains after that bounce off of that 50 EMA. So similarly, we're going to be asking the same question. Is Litecoin going to, you know, revisit this 50 EMA, whether tomorrow, whether in a week from now, you know, February 18th is right here. Is Litecoin going to kind of come back down and test that? We have to keep an eye on it and wait. But this could be a very bullish confirmation if it happens and we see support at that area. So let's take it like a day at a time. Let's take it even an hour at a time. But very important to take note of what just happened today. And as well as compare it to what happened at the end of that last bear market in 2015. I mean, how can you ignore that, right? We brought it up last week before it even happened. I'm not like trying to pat myself on the back, but there's totally a reason why we brought it up and why we were looking for a move like that. It's literally just what technical analysis is. It's revisiting history to see if there's similarities. Now let's pivot into Bitcoin real quick. Talk about Bitcoin a little bit. So I think Bitcoin will see a $300 swing to the upside to test the 50 EMA on the daily chart before we see about going down. I'd be surprised if it breaks down before that. So this was actually the end of January. This was January 26th. I tweeted that. If you've been watching technical analysis videos on this channel, you know that we've been anticipating a move for Bitcoin, right? A third move to the 50 EMA. If you've been watching for the last month or so, I brought it up a lot in the technical analysis videos, waiting for a third retrace to this 50 EMA. And the blue line right here going down, that's the 50 EMA. That's that moving average that we're looking at. So why have we been waiting for a move there? A couple reasons. Number one, it's confluent with the upper trend line of this symmetrical triangle we've been tracking. And first off, many people's symmetrical triangles look like this, but I have to redo mine, because mine is there, and I know people disagree with that. I see it in the comments, but that's where mine is for certain reasons, but mainly consolidation. We hung around this bottom trend line long enough to get a second touch in that area. And actually, I'm sorry, it was right here. So right here. So what we've been talking about on the channel is if we're not going to see a breakout target to the $2,500, $2,200 area at the bottom of the screen, it will be because we get that typical retracement back up to visit this bottom area confluent with the 50 EMA. So currently, and we're going to look at this on the 4 hour, it's a lot more clear, but currently you can see as of today, we've gotten the retrace at the very least. So that's the first point, right? Retracing to the symmetrical triangle we've been tracking. And then the second point is this. And this is my own approach, right? This isn't like, not everybody's doing this, but I've really likened the current bear market, right, of 2018, 2019 to the bear market back in 14 and 15, 2014, 2015. Similarly, I've likened this most recent drop, right? We have this $6,000 area, and then we have this most recent drop. I've likened that move to this back in the bear market. Pretty good support above $300, and then boom, we dropped. I likened those two moves. So similar. If you zoom out on the charts, Bitcoin has been so, the harmony of the charts is ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. And I should actually go to a weekly chart zoomed out in a second. We can look at it. But this is like a little zoomed in version of another move of Bitcoin between this bear market and last bear market, and the similarity. So since we are comparing those two, we have that big drop below $300. You can call it capitulation, whatever you want, and a quick retracement to that 50 EMA. We waited for something, a similar move, even when we were above $6,000, and it happened, right? We had that big drop, and then we had that retracement to 50 EMA, similar to that last bear market, and then obviously we have consolidation since then. But the reason why we've been looking for at least a third touch to the 50 EMA is because look at the last bear market. In defining the bottom, Bitcoin had some obvious consolidation going on just below this 50 EMA, right? A similar type of symmetrical triangle in formation. We had a second touch to the 50 EMA here, and then a third touch finally to the 50 EMA right here, and we actually broke above the 50 EMA. It was a great sign for Bitcoin, and it was the beginning of that struggle between Bitcoin and the 50 EMA to fight its way out of the bear market. That was the beginning. So similarly, if we go to today's charts, we have a very similar move. We have that first retracement, first touch to 50 EMA. We have a second touch to the 50 EMA. And then we've been just waiting for a third touch. Now, if you really want to compare it to that last bear market, we really would have gotten that third touch right around here, but it never came, right? But we've still been anticipating it. We've still been looking for it. It's why I tweeted back in end of January. I think Bitcoin will see a $300 swing to the upside to test a 50 EMA on a daily chart. Obviously, the time frame is a little different from when I posted that, but we're definitely getting a swing, and currently it is actually a $300 swing to the upside to test the 50 EMA. So obviously, I tweeted that, I don't know, two and a half weeks ago, but it has happened, 2.5 weeks later. It's around a $300 swing, and we're testing the 50 EMA. And if you zoom in on the 50 EMA on the daily chart for Bitcoin, you see some clear resistance as of now. So this could be the best indicator that you could possibly have for Bitcoin in terms of getting a sense of the strength of Bitcoin. And you really want to keep an eye on this over the next couple of days to see if Bitcoin actually fails at this 50 EMA area. And you can see what happened in that last bear market after its third touch back here. Bitcoin's third touch to the 50 EMA back here actually was kind of a breakout, right? You saw some nice gains on that first day. That candle alone was around 8%, 6 to 8%, right around what it is now. But the weeks following, or I should say the days following, we saw Bitcoin see 25% gains. And like I said, it was the beginning of that grappling with the 50 EMA. So that's really what we'd be anticipating now. Is this going to continue? And the most bullish move we can see, even if it's in the short term, and we fall back below the 50 EMA, that would be okay. But the most bullish move we can see as of today going into this weekend, keep an eye out, would be over the next couple of days to get a close, and this is I'm not even going to attempt to draw a candle. So what I'll do is I'll extend this 50 EMA, right? So something like that. And it would be to get a close of a candle above that 50 EMA for Bitcoin. That's the most bullish move you could possibly see for Bitcoin right now over the coming days into this weekend. Now, I want to throw this out there. We might get a close above the 50 EMA, right? We might get a couple of good days. We might get the next week being pretty nice. But if what happens is we revisit after an uptick in Bitcoin, we revisit this 50 EMA. First off, two things. We want to look for support. That would be the most bullish of the bullish. However, we might get a similar move that we had in the last bear market, which was we broke above the 50 EMA, but we didn't hold support there, right? And we had the prolonging of the bear market, and it went on for some time, right? It went on from that March when we broke back below the 50 EMA to around June. So patience is still in play here, right? There's probably a good amount of people fearing that they're going to miss out here just because we have a nice daily candle. But these things happen all the time in Bitcoin. You have to have a level head. You have to have patience, composure. Just relax, just chill out. Enjoy the nice green day while it lasts, right? Here back in December, mid-December, you might remember we had a few good days, right? We had 1, 2, 3, 4, like 4 solid days. And then since then, look what's happened, right? We've come back down. So just some perspective from that previous high. We dipped over 20% since then. So that's kind of what we're looking at. But I think most interestingly is the fact that Litecoin, man, similar to what it did back in May 22nd, 2015, that break above the 50 EMA on the daily chart, similar to that happening again right now. So similar. So could this be the defining of the bottom for Litecoin, for Bitcoin? I truly do believe it is. I truly do believe so. Time will tell if we're right or wrong. If we go to Bitcoin and we zoom out on the charts, and we're zoomed out here, okay. And someone said my tip, The crypto tips super chat thing isn't working. So I have to look at that. I don't know why that's not working. So we're zoomed out on Bitcoin chart. We've talked about it for a while. We do believe and we do think that we're in, comparative to the last bear market, we're kind of in this bottom range, right? So the story is being written, the story is being told right now. And right now we watch, we wait, we see if Bitcoin will retest the 50 EMA. So similar to what happened in that last bear market, right here. So here was that first break above the 50 EMA. And are we going to get that first break above the 50 EMA? This time around, this chart is lagging a day. This is the Brave New Coin Liquid Index. So you would see a green candle here. We can go to the Bitcoin chart right here. Zoom in a little bit on the daily. Oh man, that zoomed in way too much. You see this? I have this new trackpad on my Mac. It's killing me. So there we go. Zoomed in on Bitcoin's daily. So we've approached the 50 EMA right here, and we will see what happens. How's everybody doing out there anyway in this nice little green bullish day? Charlie says Charlie Guyan says Bitcoin will crash to 1,800 to 2,500. When that happens, LTC drops down to 50. LTC is dropping to $50 and hovers around there for a while before the next bull run. Litecoin's not even at $45. Coinbear says you guys are delusional. Litecoin sub $5. Litecoin sub $5. Okay, so Tech Lords, first off, thanks for the super chat, dude. And you were testing the thing. I'm happy. You make me feel better, man, because I was like, why is that not working? I hate when I have to go fix things. It's the worst. So Tech Lords, I appreciate you, man. I really do. Thank you so much for being here and helping me with all of this. You mean a lot to me, man. You do. So Cryptocola says, I thought it was going to tank last night. I tweeted, I think last night on Bitcoin, I was like, I just get the feeling Bitcoin's about to tank. And that's a good point. Someone actually just said, and let's do it. Dude, good call, Tyler Scott, illusionist. Dan, did you talk about Litecoin flattening EOS? There it is. Everybody. I think it's awesome. Litecoin has flattened EOS. Not only that, but Bitcoin Cash, obviously. It's awesome. It's awesome to see. You know, not long ago, I feel like Litecoin was just down here in the number 9 spot. Will it continue? I don't know. Litecoin's obviously, you know, it has a 30% day. We all know it can change so quickly. So we have to be patient and see if it continues. I do want to throw this out there. Can I actually take a break from the price talk for a second? I actually have to end this live stream in a few minutes because I'm about to go out with my buddy Ed, longtime buddy Ed. Any Litecoin people in here, I'm shilling Ed's Litecoin address. Right? I'm posting it in the chat. Go tip him. Go show him some Litecoin love. I've been talking to him about Litecoin for the last year. He finally, like, just recently downloaded Coinbase. He's a slow mover. But it probably paid off for him in waiting for a year. But go tip him. Go show him some love. I'm going to shill his Litecoin address one more time. I'm about to meet up with him shortly. So everybody, Litecoin, man. Litecoin just leading it. If you just scroll down, I don't see in the top. Well, we got ARK, number 67 on CoinMarketCap, 38%. Quant, up 35%. But besides those two, Litecoin is literally leading the way, and we're talking about a top 4 on CoinMarketCap cryptocurrency right now. So really cool to see, and I don't know. I'm curious. Let's do a press 1, press 2 right now in the chats. Let me close this one. Do you all think that the run will continue leading into the weekend? Press 1 if you think the bullish run will continue. Press 2 if you think it's already beginning to stall and we see resistance and we go back down. Let me know. Wow, we have a lot of ones. We have a lot of twos. It started with ones, and then the twos just started coming. 2, I hope for the scales of justice. You're always so bearish, dude. It will pull back. I actually don't even necessarily disagree with that. There is actually there's one thing I did want to talk about. So, and I'll wrap it up here with this. I mean, it's actually kind of important. If Bitcoin sees resistance, right? We obviously have this retest for Bitcoin. And first of all, in terms of the symmetrical triangle you see on the screen, if you want to do what many are doing and you want to drag it all the way down here, fine. But either way, if we see resistance, no matter how you're drawing your triangle, if we see resistance here at the 50 EMA and the upper end area of the symmetrical triangle, and we see resistance and you see Bitcoin kind of come back down, I think, and we'll pivot over to the 4-hour chart because it's a little bit easier to see. I do think that there's a strong possibility for Bitcoin to have that final capitulation event down to our target area, which is 2,500 to, 2,200 area. So, it sounds very bearish, I know, in these times of bullishness, but I can't help but until we're convinced otherwise, have a bearish undertone to the video, to all my videos. And when I look back, and this is because I've been bruised, right, as a risky investor over the last 15 years, and I've learned, and I've become a very conservative investor since then. But when I look at charts and when I look at things like this, and I see we have, I don't live in the moment as much as I used to in terms of gains and in terms of things of that nature. What I do is I'm always zooming out on the situation as a whole. I always, for realistic context to the situation, I just look like what's going on. And right now we've had downward momentum. We have so often bullish days, and that's not the right thing. We have bullish days so often, right? Here's a 25%, 2 or 3 days for Bitcoin. And then, but look what happened just after all of that bullishness. People thinking we're probably exiting the bear market after huge capitulation below 6,000. Look what happened after, downside 30%. So like situations like that, when you're within a downward move, a long-term downtrend, a bear market, situations like that happen often, right? So when we have a nice day like this, you have to anticipate that it could potentially happen again. I think the biggest thing we have right now is Litecoin and the data we have on Litecoin, and the 2015 May 22nd move that Litecoin had out of that bear market, I think is, if you want to look at anything from a positive, bullish perspective in terms of technical analysis, it would be that move. Litecoin breaking above the 50 EMA for, that first strong time out of that bear market. And then we have the entrance of just that longer term bull market that everybody's aware of. But even in that bull market, right? Or the time leading up to the bull market, look at the volatility and look what's probably ahead for us. Look what's in store for us. Crazy volatility, an emotional roller coaster. We're talking up 500% and then back down 72%. Similar moves, I'm sure, in the works for us now. We can go to Bitcoin, and I actually wanted to visit Bitcoin on the 4-hour. So here's Bitcoin on the 4-hour. So in this stepping stone of asking the question, will Bitcoin get daily closes above the 50 EMA right here over the next couple of days? You know, daily close there, daily close there. In answering that question, if you want to, and I'll leave you with this, kind of track this on the shorter term and watch this, you want to keep an eye on the 4-hour chart. You can go as far as the hourly, but I enjoy the 4-hour charts, checking in with Bitcoin even every 4 hours, especially if I'm busy on the weekends. And what you can do is you can say this, okay, what's our short-term goal for Bitcoin right now? It's very simple. It's to do what Litecoin has done on its 4-hour. And let me go to Litecoin on the 4-hour real quick. Litecoin, man, just leading the way in terms of setting an example for Bitcoin and what Bitcoin should be doing. So let's look. So this is what we want Bitcoin to be doing. Litecoin has done it already. Litecoin leading the way in that regard. It's the 50 EMA cross above the 200 EMA. So the blue line above the pink line, and then support and some structure above, you know, the 2, especially the 50. So right now you can see Litecoin 50 EMA cross above the 200, and then we kind of came back down. We bounced off the 200, which is good, and now we have, at least for the short term, continued uptrend. So what we want to ask ourselves in terms of Bitcoin is this: will Bitcoin do the same thing? So keep an eye on it on the short term. Here it is, 50 EMA, and let me zoom in. I know, kind of zoomed out. So 50 EMA, and you see this nice little uptick, 50 EMA on Bitcoin. But what we want is what Litecoin did, a 50 EMA cross, right, above the 200 EMA. So it would look something like that. It's not perfect, but it would look something like that. So going into this weekend, check out the 4-hour candles. What happens? If we do get a cross above the 2, similarly, look for a similar move in terms of what Litecoin did, which was after the cross, maybe come back down a little bit, but see support above that cross, right? Above the 50 EMA and the 200 EMA. So maybe this continues. We get some 4-hour closes above, and then maybe we come back down, right? See if we see support in this area. So we're at a really critical, interesting time right now for Bitcoin. There's nothing more to do than just wait and see. I'm not going to sit here and call the bottom. However, there is definitely some really good data from Litecoin that says it could be possible. It could be possible. The question I'll ask and I'll end with is this: is Litecoin leading the way out of the bear market, similar to what it did in that last bear market in 2015? Right now, the charts don't lie. Right now, it looks so similar. It's ridiculous, and it's fun to watch. That's all I know. Everybody, that's all I got for today. I got to leave. I got to bounce. Appreciate everybody coming by. I'm surprised, 382 people I see right now, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Even if you're bearish, even if you don't like me, and you're one of those hater comments, I appreciate you. I really do. It's Friday, 2:40 Eastern. It's nice to enjoy a green day together. As long as you're not shorting Bitcoin or Litecoin right now, then I think we're all having fun. So Justin Red says he just got here. It's all good, man. Go watch the replay. Go watch the replay. It's bullish. It's long-term bullish. Appreciate everybody coming by. If you're here right now, please help me enter this weekend with just a solid like ratio on this video. I love likes on my videos. I'm not gonna lie and say I don't care about it. Yeah, it makes me feel so good. Seeing all these likes. So hit that like button. If you're here and you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. I would love to have you as part of the channel, especially as we maybe one day enter a bull market. That could be fun. We're gonna have a lot of fun on this channel. I promise you. I'm gonna be moving soon. I'm gonna have a better studio. I will make this better for all of you. You guys are awesome. Tech Lords, thanks for helping me out today. I hope everybody has a great rest of their Friday. I will see you all in the next video. Have an awesome day, and God bless.